Hello. I think it's actually working now. Surprisingly. At least everything looks fine on my end. I can't see if there's an all clear on the other side. But people could spam chat a bit, that'd be highly appreciated so I can see if this shit's actually working. Or if chat is just fucking like absolutely frozen on me, but I digress. I digress for now. Give me a sec. Alright. Wow. Look at that. It's me. Hello. Incredible. Welcome, friends. It is a wonderful day outside here in Finland, as you can tell by the blue skies, the lovely tree, the lovely lake that looks like it's filled with shit. This is the prime Finnish nature. My name is, of course, Private Lexi. Whether that's my first name or not, that's a question I can't answer. For OPSEC reasons, my captain will beat me alive if I tell you the answer to that. As you can see, I'm wearing the prime military gear of any young army goer. I've got my nice M05 suit on. I've got the eponymous cap. As you can see, I have my drink of choice, the ever so loved green plastic water bottle that will smell of shit after 2 days of usage. So, it's weird to be here. I was supposed to debut yesterday, right? But shit went wrong. I was actually supposed to debut all the way back on last Monday, but it was my mother's birthday, and I did not want to skip that. So I chose to instead delay it by an entire week. Because otherwise it'd be a bit awkward to like debut and then just do nothing for an entire week, you know? So instead I chose to delay it by a week and actually try and debut yesterday. Didn't work, thanks to YouTube. Fun fact, did you know that embedding doesn't work if you're not monetized? You can't embed live streams without monetization, which I can sort of understand. Because otherwise you're basically getting, you're able to just, you know, live stream on all kinds of other websites for free. But anyway, less about YouTube's absolute shittery. Let's introduce myself. So I have this little fun activity. It's called a All About Me. Very fancy, I know. I have a Krita open here. Tell me if the music's too loud or if my voice is too loud. I have my microphone's gain lowered all the way down to minus 18 decibels. Because my laptop fan, which it's a gaming laptop, the fan is in such a state where it sounds like an engine revving. Which is very impressive, you know? I do have... For some reason the live chat is not showing up on this screen, but it is working on the other screen. But it's okay. We can get nice and started here with this fantastic All About Me part. So I got some practice with my handwriting reps yesterday. Maybe I can make it not look like shit today. There we go. My name is my name is Private. Okay, apparently I've lied. I can't write for shit, but it's okay. You know. Oh god. Practice makes perfect, as my sergeant said. My family. I mean, I have friends. You know, friends in all kinds of different places. I've got. I mean, you know, friends all across the internet. I've got, you know, close friends who've been with me for a while. Some other friends who I've known for a short bit but still love. I have a few nicknames. Some might know me as just Lexi. Well, my sergeant calls me a fuckhead all the time, but you know. I mean, I guess, you know, nice nicknames. You know, fuckhead. can't write that, and you know, just Lexi. Those are usually what I go by. Usually this last one, considering it's in my name, but you know, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. My pets, don't have any. I had a dog actually. It was a boxer. Very cute, very stupid. Boxers aren't usually the smartest dogs out there. They're pretty boneheaded. But instead, for my pets, what we could talk about is my this is horrible under the context. Let's talk about like why VTubing, right? Like VTubing is, you know, it's a hot new trend. Everybody wants to get in on it. What's my reason for wanting to do this, right? I want to cover up for the so-called dead hours, which is the time for Hololive EN fans when there is literally nothing happening, which is this exact time spot, right? So, with there's only a couple schedules out, some of them being redone, so we don't really know what's gonna happen, but the next stream that we know of is at like 3 AM my time. So, you know, having something to watch in that time is always great, if you're really desperate to watch something. So that's the sort of, you know, I'm trying to sort of fill up a gap here, as they say in the educational fields, of filling in the gap in literature. You could say that, but I wouldn't, because that sounds like some fucking nerd shit, to be completely honest. Well, something I love about school, let's go with Army, because that is a very key component of my character. As you can see, I am an Army man. Fun fact about Finland, we have forced conscription. At the ripe old age of 18, people are forced to go to the Army. Now, you have the choice of saying no and getting sent to jail, or going into civil service for 12 months. I went to the Army because I thought it would be not that terrible of a choice. Boy, was I wrong. It was horrible. Food video watch-alongs? Maybe one day. I'm gonna bump up my my mic a bit because I do see some people complaining about that. Let's actually go to voice meter banana here. There we go. Feeder gains up a bit. Just gonna speak nice and quietly for a bit so you can, you know, adjust the volume as it is. But anyway, what was that about? Army, yeah. Finnish Army is a very unique experience. Because what it comes down to, it's basically kindergarten for adults, right? You go in, you get told, you guys are going to be here for 12 months. It's a complete fucking lie. Only really unfortunate souls are stuck there for 12 months, right? And in the, I was there for 9 months. I was a combat medic, actually, which is a very cool job to have. I do have some pictures that I'd like to show. None of my ugly mug in it. Don't worry. They're the few pictures that I truly treasure from my time with Army. Nice. Good to see the volume up helped. The only reason my mic quality is, or my mic volume is low is because the laptop revving is very loud today. But I have a second replacement fan coming in April. Yeah, April. So hopefully that'll fix it, maybe. If not, maybe I'm gonna have to start selling a liver for for a new rig. But regardless, back to the Army. So I was there for 9 months. 9-month combat medic, which is where the name CM for my Twitter handle comes from, because Private Lexi was already taken. So I was like, okay, what's the closest thing I could think of? Oh right, I was a combat medic. Being a combat medic was a very unique experience, I'll tell you that, because the first day we came in, we walked into like this big lecture hall. We had this really tough-looking bald guy, who was our combat medic trainer, and he just stared us in the eyes with his arms crossed, and then he just goes over to his laptop, clicks play, and he just starts showing this horrifying montage of like war wounds. Of people just having like these absolute like horrific like grotesque wounds. Like, oh, this guy's fucking arm got blown off. His leg got fucking like blown off with a mine. Oh, this guy's face is missing. That's pretty cool. So we're sitting there thinking, oh fuck, what have we gotten ourselves into, you know? But that was day one. That was a blast. Are there any rules for delaying that service? Yes. If you have a spot at a university, if you're in university, like you're planning to go there like within the year, you're allowed to skip the army for that amount of time, which explains why I only went to the army last year, when the pandemic was swooping around. Before that, I did manage to avoid it for a couple of years. And if you do get a university spot in while you're in the army, or before you go into the army, and your service sort of comes in between that, the universities are forced to keep that spot ready for you. They are not allowed to be like, okay, well, he's not coming this year, dump his spot. No, they are legally forced to protect that spot for you, which is nice. It means the army's not that much of the sinkhole of lost time. But yeah, 9 months of combat medic. I'll start with saying the first 6 months, which was like the main part, was absolutely fucking awful. It was probably the worst time of my fucking life. But I look back on it fondly because it makes for good stories to tell. The bulk of these stories are me suffering excruciating amounts of just bullshit. And these are always like the best types of stories to tell others, is when you suffer the most. You know, it's that, what's the feeling called? Schadenfreude? Yeah, that one. When, you know, you enjoy the suffering of others. And I like sharing my stories of pain, because it always brightens people's day up, because at least you think you're having it bad, at least you know, weren't me at that specific time. I'd love to maybe tell a story later. The issue is these stories require a bit of build-up, unfortunately, because you need to get a lot of context for why this was so fucking bad. But yeah, so 6 months were awful, and then the other three months was me being a scribe, which is not a fucking like Elder Scrolls title. That is the official title for somebody who works in the offices. So I was basically filling up the captain's Excel documents for him, because he's a lazy fuck. Nice sip. Nice. My beverage of choice, of course, is a nice Pepsi Max, spiked with some nice Finnish vodka. Nice burn. But yeah, I will gladly share some of these stories at some later point. I'll probably throw a small one in later. Let's continue with this activity sheet, as we call it. So one thing I love to eat. I mean, the obvious answer is, let's instead. One thing I hate to eat, especially in the Finnish army. In the Finnish army, we have a what is only referred to as a. It's basically. What would you call it? Like. What's the term here? It's not like it's like a ritual, right? It's like every Thursday we have pea soup. And pea soup normally isn't bad. It's all right. You put some good quality smoked ham and you dump in some good quality mustard and some onion. Oh, it's good. The pea soup we got served in the army was the equivalent of fucking wet diarrhea. And the only way to make it palatable was to pour in as much mustard and onion as possible. And at that point, it was basically 30% mustard, 50% onion, and like the rest is whatever the pea soup consisted of. I do not recommend going to the army for food if you're that inclined on torturing yourself. We've all heard the horrific rumors of like army rations and all that stuff, which I have had. Finland has an actually surprisingly good army ration. Fun fact, if you look up Mr. Steve MRE, he's got a review of a slightly old Finnish MRE. Dude, you gotta talk about food. I fucking love food, okay? Food's great. Food is what kept me fucking going in the army, right? At one point in time, I was the fucking noodle baron. because people in the army, we're not allowed to have like a water heater, right? But some people did, and of course that meant, okay, well you can make, you know, noodles, and people there, the only noodles they'd eat were like the shitty mama noodles, which were fucking awful. And of course, because, you know, I'm a smart boy, I go to the Asian store and I buy the good fucking noodles. I buy the good shit. I buy the fucking Shin Yun good noodles, right? And people are like, oh man, Lexi's got the good noodles. How much for one? I'm like, well, maybe you could, you know, maybe, €5. They look at me like I'm fucking insane, but I knew the game I was playing here. You think paying €5 for what were essentially €1 noodles was a horrible deal, but in the army, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. If you're willing to pay, then you're willing to pay, right? If somebody's selling something for a certain price, they're probably not gonna lower it unless they're, you know, unless they're really desperate to get rid of it. So I was essentially peddling noodles in my spare time. This was within the last 3 months. I did do something similar in our what was it called? Our lovingly named Final War, which is a story I would love to get into because it was arguably that was like the peak of shit. That was the worst time of my fucking life. That like 5 days of nothing but shit was legendary. But enough about being a noodle peddler. Let's continue with this nice little activity sheet here. Something I love to do. Okay, well, I like to do 3 things, you know. I like the videos. Vidya. I like the anime. And I like the manga. I am writing at an angle, I don't know why. So for Vidya, I was thinking about this yesterday. You know, you always have those games that you like to play, you know, like at the time. You have like a flavor of the month type of deal, like games you'll be playing for like a couple months and then suddenly you'll stop, and those are your favorite games at the time. But then you also have like the games you will forever hold dear in your heart. And I was trying to think of like what's a good answer, because you don't want to like go all out on like, oh, my favorite game is this, and then have people think it's shit. But I don't fucking care what other people think. I like shit games. I like games that are like considered bad. Like I love like the Division 1. I fucking love that game because the atmosphere is something so special, you know. It's that fucking heavy snow vibe that gets me, you know. You know, I do like actual good games, you know, fucking Killing Floor. I like the Resident Evil series. I love Silent Hill. I love I have a soft place in my heart for Warframe. Dark Souls. This spot is way too small to write any of that, so I'm not gonna write it down. But you know, all kinds of games. I like a lot of games. I don't have like a genre I like specifically. I'll try out any sort of genre of game as long as it's interesting to me and it's interesting to actually play. I could say probably the weakest genre of games I'm not into is sort of RTS games. I do not have the brain power for those. I did enjoy playing Warcraft 3 back in the day. That was fun. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but you know, little child Lexi had some interesting taste. And then we also have games that I want to play, sort of like my backlog. I want to use this time here to sort of like go through my backlog, because everybody has a backlog, right? Games that you're gonna say you're gonna fucking play, but never actually fucking touch, right? But I'm gonna use this opportunity to break that fucking barrier. I'm gonna try and cleanse some of my my backlog here. So some of the games I have planned: Neo 1 for the reason that Neo 2 is coming out, or is already out actually, and I wanna get into Neo 2. But right now, I'll spoil this about myself. I am a university student, unfortunately. Yes, I'm stuck in the grips of education. So unfortunately, I would love to get into Neo 2 due to a very kind acquaintance. I'd call you friend, but I don't know if you'd call me friend back. But a very kind person was out there offering to pay half the price for the game. And I told them I'd love to, but my university work is coming to sort of a point within this month, so I can't really I can't say yes to that offer in a way that will make him also sort of happy with the results, because he would most likely, you know, want to do a nice co-op playthrough. But appreciate the offer. The offer's, I assume, still standing to whoever that was. I know your name. I'm not gonna spoil your name. Don't worry about it, bub. But yeah, so you know, Neo 1. I do have a secret idea planned for today's stream if I get so inclined. One person in chat does know what that secret surprise may be, because may have popped up yesterday by accident, but regardless. So Neo, that's one of them. I want to play some Killing Floor 1. As much as I want to love Killing Floor 2, it's just not as good as the original. The Resident Evil 2 remake, that's definitely on my list. I'd love to play some Dead by Daylight just to show people how fucking awful it is to play Killer. Because it's basically getting bullied by 4 people at once. The simulator, so that'd be fun. I do want to play some really... I want to play some Finnish games because I want to still, like, have that nice sense of, you know, Finnish heritage, as they say. And if people are so inclined, I can teach them some nice Finnish words. The Finnish language is very beautiful. We have fantastic words like perkele, vittu, saatana, paska. You know, the classics, right? Now, I usually don't swear in Finnish when I talk, because I usually talk in English, right? And I'm most likely never going to do a Finnish-only stream, because that is a good way to literally have nobody understand what the fuck I'm saying, except, like, the occasional swear. But there are a few Finnish games out there I'd love to play. You know, the peak of Finnish indie developers. My Summer Car, that's a fucking classic. Baba Is You. I'm not good at fucking puzzle games because I'm a fucking knuckle-dragging mouth breather, but I've played it a bit at some point. I've got relatively far. Noita, that's a fucking masterpiece. Control. Control is an interesting one. I've heard good things about it. I've heard bad things about it. I still want to give it a try. Coco would not have... Yeah, actually, fuck. I will talk about... I'll write that here. Yes. As a reminder for the next topic. But yeah, let's skip on to the next topic. What kind of anime do I like? It's not a surprise. Anybody who wants to be a VTuber has most likely watched an anime in their life. I assume it's a correlational thing, where your degeneracy and your standards go so low that you're willing to do shit like this. Yeah, I like all kinds of anime. You know, same thing goes with the Vidya example. There's always stuff that you wanna say you love just to seem cool, and then you have the stuff you actually enjoy. You know, I love good anime like Cowboy Bebop. I love, you know, Red Line. I love Monogatari. You know, the classics. Unfortunately, I do have a soft spot in my heart, and there's gonna be specifically 2 people out there who laugh at me for this, but my first anime that I ever watched to completion was a New Game. And then I watched the sequel season, New Game, with another exclamation mark. It holds a soft place in my heart, because I am a fucking slice of life degenerate. But I do also have, you know, good anime that I enjoy, that's not slice of life moe blob shit. I really love the first season of Beastars. I read the manga, and I regret reading the manga. What other? I loved the seasons of Baki. Those were fucking good. I'm so hyped for the next season. I watched the King and Ashura anime because I had like a phase. I am still in the phase where I love really like over the top fighting anime. So Baki and King and Ashura sort of fit that bill. What other anime do I actually like? Fucking Eurocamp, Beastars, Zombieland Saga, Made in Abyss, That's a good one. Fucking saying cringe in chat. I'm gonna fucking slap you when I see you. I mean, I did like Demon Slayer. I am pretty high for the next season and the movie whenever those show up over here. I want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, but I want to wait for all of it to be out first. Special shout out to Gal and Dino. I'm gonna write that. Gal and Dino, because that is a very good anime. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. It is a it is one of the greats of anime. So, you know, don't worry. I'll save your shit taste. Christ. Oh man, what else? I mean, I have this thing where I don't like waiting for seasonal episodes, right? I like watching stuff in one go. I like binging all of it. So right now I'm waiting on Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm waiting on Eurocamp. I think that's it for this season. That's all I want to watch. Fucking Courage cover. The day I sing is the day I, like, actually fucking kill myself or something, because I can't sing for shit, right? I have no singing capability. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll, if I get drunk enough, I'll sing some classic Finnish songs, such as Säkki Järven Polka. That's an absolute certified banger. I highly recommend you go give it a listen. I would play it here, but YouTube will probably instantly strike me down where I stand. God forbid I tried to do this shit yesterday and it didn't want to work, so I'm not going to take that risk. Manga. That's a manga, whatever. When I was in the army, I read a lot of manga. Because there was not really a lot else to do in the fucking army. In our spare time. In that time, I read through the entirety of the Demon Slayer manga. I caught up with the My Hero Academia manga because I was really that bored. I read through all of King and Ashura. I read all of Baki, which was an interesting experience. I read through all of, well, whatever was the point for King and Omega. Yeah, I'm not really sort of kept up on I only care for like 2 manga right now. One of his, the latest, the new season of Baki manga, Bakido with the sumos. That's the one I care. That's one I'm reading right now, as well as King and Omega. I'm not. I do sometimes like to read stuff in bed if I can't sleep. It helps me sleep. And usually I'll just go and reread something like King and Ashura again, which is good. I liked it. You know, taste is an interesting thing. People have all kinds of, you know, different tastes and stuff. Considering my first anime ever was fucking New Game, and now I'm into weird fighting manga, you know. It's whatever. And the thing is, like, if I didn't name something, it doesn't mean I dislike it. Right? It most likely just slipped my mind and I could remember it, because I've got a lot of stuff on my mind right now. Not in like a I'm going insane way, but because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, so I need to try and organize it in a way, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. We could go on to the next topic here. Next topic. Whoever said that in chat about Coco, you've reminded me perfectly that I want to. Who are my inspirations? That's what I'm on about here. Took a fucking while to get those words out of my mouth. So we have. I can't find credit. So when I was in the army, I was first exposed to Hololive, right? Because when you're in bed, or in our free time, we're just, you know, lying on our phone looking at YouTube, and you'll click on anything that's like remotely interesting to pass the time, and then you get exposed to, you know, like the English clips of Miko saying the N-word or Kurone speaking like broken English, and you're like, oh, that's adorable, that's cute, and then you watch more clips, and then you hear, oh, Halloween's gonna be a thing. Oof, I don't think that's gonna work. Turns out it fucking worked out, and we've got an adorable cast of VTubers to watch these days. But I think in terms of sort of inspiration, I'm not really inspiration, but who I like all of them, honestly, because I know that they all have Scatman Friend was super powerful. I did watch that clip. I don't know if I like that clip too much, but Friend is in the top tier of my likes. I like all of them because they all have their own niche, right? They all offer like specific things for, you know, what you want to watch, and I think the amount of variety that Hololive has is good. Because there's not too many, but there's enough that you'll find like that one person you'll like watching the most. Band-Aid. I don't remember actually watching. I've only heard about the Band-Aid story. I don't think I ever watched the video on that, but I have the gist of it. Horrifying. Did you know you should always wear Band-Aids on your nipples when you do a marathon? Otherwise you bleed. Something similar happened to a friend of mine in the army on a very long march, so I can sympathize with the bleeding nipples. But yeah, I like a lot of members in Hololive. I don't want to say names because I think that gives the wrong impression that if I don't mention someone, that means I dislike them. And same falls for the next topic, which is the indies. I do look at a lot of indies because I want to sort of see like what other people of, I want to say, that sounds other people who are doing this indie VTubing and see what they're up to. Probably my favorite has to be Koopa. You know, Koopa Fortuna. She is a absolute blessing on this world. She is a lovely person, and I can only hope her the best in her career, in her burgeoning VTuber career. Her Live 2D looks great. I do appreciate her old 3D model because that thing had a wicked smile on it. Other indies. Congo. I love Congo. He's an absolute fucking lad. Always impressed with how like he's taken a very unique angle on the whole thing, and I can respect him. He's got the fucking cojones to do that kind of shit. Hates Roboco. I think I like Roboco a lot. Her design's cute. She also has an absolute banger of a BGM theme. Love Congo. Love Fortuna. I love Mao. Mao's cool. I like the beach bum dog aesthetic. It's very sort of comfy. There's, you know, Sister Abigail. Very adorable take on it as well. Era Woolcroft. I do not remember your last name. I apologize, but Era, the cute little sheep VTuber, she's great as well. Carmine, he's a cool guy. I appreciate him a lot. I mean, I think all the indies deserve like a modicum of respect just for being willing to like put themselves out there, right? I'm not saying I deserve it, but maybe I could earn your respect one day. One day. And sort of being like, it feels bad sort of forcing yourself into this community of VTubers just by like, hey, I'm here. Let me, you know, into all your, yeah, Wolcott. Let myself in here. Like, it feels wrong, and I also don't like self-advertising myself a lot. It makes me feel icky. But that's probably because I'm as confident as I do sound, I'm a very anxious and shy fuck. But, you know, you can fake it till you make it, so that's all that matters. Let's look at this. I mean, there's probably some indies that I just cannot remember for the life of me. And I'm deeply sorry. It's not that your content is bad, it's because I just cannot for the life of me remember. Let's continue with the activity sheet here. We haven't actually written here anything. A book I love. I don't know how to read. I think the last book I read was is it a World of Warcraft guide? Actually, no. The last book that I legitimately read was fucking, I think it was like some Finnish like self-autobiography about like a man who it was like the diary of like a drunkard or something like that. Oh yeah, no. Before I go on any further, I love Hollow Stars. I love all the boys. They are fucking cool. I love Shin. I love Pizza Dad. I love Estelle. Hopefully he'll finally get that collab with Amelia that he's been so desperately wanting. I love fucking, I love all of them. They're all cool boys. They're, you know, Robert Kana and all the boys. These are all the love. Please give them a chance. Anyway, I'm gonna try to look it up. Actually, it was like, I don't fucking. It was like, it was just like a self-autobiography about some really like angry drunk. And the reason I read it was because it was in the army there has to always be somebody at the reception, even at night. So sometimes you would get reception duty. It was fucking awful because you'd be forced to sit there at the reception desk with, you're not allowed to use your phone, you're not allowed to eat. You're only allowed to drink from your water bottle. There's no radio. You're only allowed to just sit there and read a book. You're also you're not allowed to also fall asleep. If you fall asleep, that's a crime. Doing anything that's not allowed is a crime, and your captain will beat you over the head with that. I do have some stories related to that and the horrible shifts I've had to take, but that's for another day. Instead of a book I love, what about a movie? What about a good movie? I think movies fall into a different genre of like entertainment than anime and manga. The last movie I watched was Her. Because maybe some person did a stream watch along of it, you know. I was like, oh, that's cool. But, you know, actual movie that's not a watch along that I watched, I don't remember because I haven't seen sunlight since the pandemic started. Also in Finland we don't have that much sunlight. You wake up at around, like, you wake up at 6 a.m. It's fucking dark outside. You have about 10 minutes of sunlight and then it's back to the dark. So no, I wasn't there for Shrek. I'm sorry. I had to do some stuff early in the morning today, so I had to go sleep yesterday. But yeah, let's get this last one out of the way. A place I love to be. I mean, there's a lot of answers. You could, you know, say bed, loved one's arms. Not that I know what that feels like. The grave, if you're some sort of, you know, edgelord. A place I love to be is what is, you can say with friends? You can say with friends. Because I'm a fucking, English is technically my second language. Don't get me wrong. I am Finnish mother tongue, okay? Born in Finland, bred in Finland. I fucking eat, sleep, and shit Finland, okay? Not that that's anything really to be extremely proud of, considering our country's full of absolute racists all the time, but hey. It's all fine in my book. Yes, it was 4 a.m. At that time. I had to wake up around, well, I said I had to wake up early, but it was only like 12. Which isn't that bad, but it was bad because I stayed up till 4 a.m. Anyway. Looks like we have, we filled out the sheet. We can give this to our teacher for some grading. So I'm gonna stash that away. Maybe we can look at it some other day. Make some sense out of it. And now we have a show and tell. I have some fantastic images from the army I like to share. There's 3 of them. I'm actually no, I'm gonna add in a 4th one here. I'm adding in a 4th one. Because it's the one that matters the most to me. Because it was a great day. It was probably my favorite day in the whole. Oh no, well there it is, there it is. That's the first image. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Everything's going. Okay, there we go. What is shown in this image is my my sleeve. At the very top is the Finnish flag. The middle row is my brigade. I served in Santahamina as a Guards Jaeger in the Guards Jaeger Battalion Brigade, also known as wait, what was her fucking name? Kaartinjääkäri. There we go, Kaartinjääkäri. And then right below that we have our beautiful combat medic badge. I had to fucking sweat blood, shit, and tears for this. Ignore the obvious fuckeries, because I didn't expect the image to just pop in like that. But I should have expected it. I should have expected it, honestly. But yes, as you can see, that was a beautiful day when we got that badge. Because we had fucking suffered for... So the course for being a combat medic is usually around 4 weeks. Ours got shortened to 3. Wait, no. No, it's normally like 6 weeks. And ours got shortened to 3. Which when we basically had double the shit to do in 3 weeks. And, man. It was fucking awful. But it felt good. It felt good to get that shit over and done with, you know? If you took a fucking bullet right now, I could fix you up. Right? A combat medic's job is to stabilize people. We're not fucking miracles. We can't make miracles happen, okay? We have gear that we use. We have a tourniquet. We have some bandages. Worst comes to worst, we amputate your fucking leg off. Of course, if we have permission from our doctor. But that's whatever. So that's the first picture. It's gonna be the last one, but this is just... There you go. That's where actually, like, around here is where it should be. Can I... Oh! There you go. Oh! Come on, hand. There you go. This is where the thing should actually be. It's like on your arm here, on the right side, on your left side, left arm. Can I get you to stitch up this gaping? Well, it depends how much it's bleeding. Like the rule we got taught is C A B C D E. It's a big C, critical bleed. It's in terms of like the order. So critical bleed, airways, breathing, circulation, disability, and evacuation. That's the order of importance that we have to take care of. So, if your wound is not a critical bleed, don't worry. Check your breathing first, okay? Okay, Mr. Albon, you'll be fine. Don't worry. You're in good hands. All right, the second image, also titled Image 7 in OBS, is a picture that I took while I was in the army. A couple friends of mine would have seen this because I Snapchatted this to them most likely. This is, when was this taken? This was at our second to last practice. Those are not my arms, by the way. Otherwise, I'd have fucking 3 arms. This is us chilling inside our little combat medic tent, because that's what we get. In front of us, there's a nice medic mobile, which we don't drive. We don't get something that fancy, because, you know, we never get anything good as combat medics. And then we have our little things that we can put you on when you're injured. There, you see that there's got like little quilts on there. Those are to keep you warm, because warmth kills. Okay. Actually, I have an image relating to this. This was around the 4th day. I'll show you what it looked like on the 1st day when we arrived at the campsite. So we arrived at the spot. This was around like May, and so the day started out. It was fucking raining, like heavily, and then on our road trip to the spot, it started snowing like hell. Like I think this is day 2, where some of the snow had already melted a bit. But, it wasn't nice, because nobody had any winter gear ready, because we didn't expect it to go to shit like that. I look at these pictures and I'm just getting, like, absolute horrible flashbacks. Christ almighty, this is bringing back some good memories. You know how fun it is to... Actually, I do have another image, holy shit. This is not from the same event, but it is the act of setting up a tent. Setting up our army tent is fucking painful, right? It's like some fucking like phone footage. Oh man. Setting up a tent is fucking horrible, by the way. Because you need like 4 people to set that shit up. It's just an absolute... in Finnish, or in the army, we have a term, mankeli, which means fucking mess. And it's great when, I think this exact scenario, our captain, no, not our captain, our sergeant comes up to us and says, "Boys, this looks like shit. Absolute fucking mess. Start again." And that's when we in unison basically screamed out for death. But that's a bit relevant for now. But try to imagine making a tent in heavy snow, and then having to deal with the fact that when the snow melts, fucking water gets everywhere, right? Water gets everywhere. It's absolutely impossible to stay dry when the weather's like this. And in our tents, we do have a way to warm up. We have like a little mini furnace called a kamina, which are these lovely little like wrought iron little furnaces. They're lovely. So you built your fucking tent. It looks like shit. You cover it in what's the term? We have like this camouflage tent, camouflaging little surface that we use on it, and it basically camouflages it from those damn evil. I think our enemy was called the Yellow State. To not be racist, but I think that makes it more racist actually. But I don't know. Yeah, so setting up a tent in that kind of weather is fucking awful. But it's okay. Because after practice, you get to go home, right? You get to go to your nice, lovely, your bunk. Here's my bunk. Some things to take in here. Yes, that is another person sleeping above me. That man was a close compatriot of mine. Camp netting. I guess that's probably the right term. This lovely man above me would shake the bed so fucking violently that I could never sleep, which is nice. But it's okay, because if you see this little that little thing in the corner there, that's called that's our like day blanket, which we put on top of our bed and we have to like make it look very nice. So we have to like nicely wrap it around our bed to make it a bit, look presentable. But of course, if you're a fucking big-brained motherfucker like me, you steal an extra one, and you can make what I refer to as the lovely fuck bunker, where I can have all the peace and quiet in the world. There's some hot ass above me. That is the same person. Don't worry. I bonked my head a lot of times. I probably did get a concussion out of one of them. Most of the time I did sleep on the... Actually, I always slept on the bottom, actually. I got lucky. I got really lucky, actually, with that. But yeah. And under the bed, you can actually see my gear, because I think we're going out on a practice, like, the following day. So, that's, that's how it is. That's just how it is, man. You'd always have to be fucking ready to leave. And so we never bothered to actually have our stuff in our lockers nicely prepared. Wow. All kinds of experiences, Oh, man. It's weird to... I've been chatting about myself for 50 whole fucking minutes. I did get through most of the stuff I wanted to talk about, at least. Considering we have what I'd like to say is a good amount of time left, we could go for the surprise that I was talking about, which involves me tuning the music down a bit. Little surprise game. Oh no. That I wanted to play. I did mention the name of the game earlier because I wanted to, you know. I do still want to play games, so I'm gonna play some games today. Let's see if. Ta-da! Wow. If the game would like to load. It will most likely obliterate my eardrums when it starts. That's good in my books. For the love of God, please. I have my hands in prayer. I am praying to the almighty gods of computer technology for this shit to just fucking launch. I think we are getting somewhere. I don't know where, but... Oh. Uh-oh. I think it's... Oh my god, there it is. We're gonna play some Division 1. And we're not gonna just, you know, fuck around in the world. We're gonna go play some survival. Because I fucking love survival. Alright. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. So for those of you who didn't... Oh. I should explain that. So, the name you see at the bottom there, that is not my, some sort of code name. So, funny story. I had to change my name with Ubisoft at one point. And I thought, what's a funny name that I could get away with, right? So I tried that, and it worked. And that name never got banned. So I'm forever the whatever name that says. So do tell me if the game volume is loud, because it's fine on my end, but I don't know how loud it is on your end. For some ungodly reason, I have no control over the YouTube delay, so I'm gonna have to sit here for probably like 5 minutes before chat catches up. It's okay. I'm a patient man. I've had, this is the fun part where I get to fucking yammer on about my army stories. One time I got, this was at a practice, and what a practice is essentially we go out to a location, we camp there for a certain amount of days, and we practice on like stuff. It's sort of like a realistic scenario almost. And one of the things that you have to get used to is the, if the BGM's quiet, it's because I lowered it, because the game audio is a bit more important. But yeah, so one of the things at a practice is that if everybody's sleeping, right, somebody has to stay awake. Somebody has to stay awake to make sure that the furnace is on and that there are no threats. Perfect. So this means
indicate this area is safe.
Sleep is something that you will only hear about in rumors when you're in the Finnish army. Sleep is not something you're guaranteed. It's not something you should expect. And it's definitely not something you should count on. Right? It is... It's not something you should really expect to get. I think the average amount of sleep I got at a practice was around, on a per night basis, around 3 hours. And that was on a good night. I usually got absolutely shafted when it came to allocating who gets what, right? So I was always that guy who got the absolute shittiest, like, shifts known to man. So when you, so the deal was like, okay, so it's sleep time. As from...
Best gear in the city. Check it out.
I doubt you have the best gear in the city, mister. When the night starts officially, everybody goes to sleep. Or you're supposed to go to sleep anyway, but you have to go into your tent and be quiet. You then have to... One guy will be in full combat gear, with their gun out, with our fucking plate carriers on, which is like our vest. Which fucking really hurts the shoulders, by the way. Because we do have to have our plates on. They have to just patrol around the tent and the area, making sure your furnace is on, putting more wood into it, make sure it doesn't run out. And you do that for... average is usually around 2 hours. Which isn't bad. I say it's not bad, but in reality, having nothing to do for 2 fucking hours while everybody else gets a nice cozy sleep is probably the most soul-crushing experience you could ever have. And having to deal with that every night is truly, truly special. I'm going to actually turn off the BGM for this. Yes. Cool. Alright. Right. And, so you get used to this feeling of constantly having your soul crushed, right? And you just assume... excuse me for a minute here. I am just going to get the chat up on the screen here. So you can see your fantastic comments. Oh, would you look at that? That's gorgeous. Don't worry, I did have this prepped, but because YouTube decided to shit all over me and the chat didn't want to work, because you can set like a custom like source code, not source code, CSS for the style of it, right? But it did not want to work no matter what I did. So I had to basically scrap all of the stuff I had set for that, right? And I have to go with the basic, but it's all good. Yeah, it could be worse, right? Is that enough? Oh god. You know, OBS is a real fucking bundle of fun. Oh, that's good. Okay. Let's get that top part out of there. Oh. It's a bit too much. Actually, that's fine. All right. I don't know why it says that welcome to the live chat part. It's pretty much irrelevant. It'll disappear eventually. Anyway. Back to my suffering in the army. So, you'd walk around for 2 hours fucking filling up your furnace, being fucking bored. God forbid you're not allowed to look at your fucking phone. You're not allowed to listen to music. You're not allowed to do anything, you know, exciting, because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be guarding in case there was an attack. Of course, there was never an attack because it was a fucking practice. Unless your sergeant decided to play a prank on you. And at that point is when you shit your pants in fear. When he comes out of the fucking bush running at you with a knife. Now, we never had any sort of... We never had blanks because it's fucking dangerous. So our guns were always, you know, not loaded, right? Top chat, yeah. Yeah, why aren't you fucking... I'm waiting for those donations. You'll show up in the top chat. I'm not even monetized yet, so, you know. Fun fact, that's the reason I can't embed the stream. So for some of my homies out there who really wanted to embed the stream somewhere, I do apologize, but it is completely out of my control. Anyway. So it was the third night of the practice that I showed you the image of. And I was on guard duty. I was running on about 4 hours of sleep after 3 nights. So I was standing there. I wasn't, you know, on my phone, but I did have this cool little trick where I had Bluetooth earplugs. I am describing a criminal offense right now. I had Bluetooth earplugs. I had one of them in, just so I could listen to something, just to grant me that little tiny moment of sanity in the rough times that were guard duty, and it worked all the time. Because they never assumed somebody would be dumb enough to try that. But what happened was, I was changing the music on my phone, and my sergeant comes running out of the fucking bush, full charge at me, while I was on my phone. He he fucking like headbutts my plate carrier, knocks me into the fucking into a nearby tree. I fall over, and then he just says, "Bam, you're dead." And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? And he's like, why were on your phone? I was like, oh, I was just looking at the time. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. Because technically all that he saw was me quickly looking at my phone, and then he just rammed me. So I wasn't, technically you aren't allowed to use your, look at your phone to look at the time. So technically I wasn't doing anything horrifically illegal, right? 10,000 R's, can you say it? No. Say aura aura. Christ. I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. I'm so tempted because it's such a fucking stupid meme. Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is in here? Who just invited me? It's a level 24. Is this one of you? God, I hope it's not one of you. I'm not here to ruin my goddamn fun, okay? Oh, this is just some absolute new guy who's in here, desperately looking for some friend to play with him in this godforsaken, completely abandoned game. Oh, now I feel bad. Anyway, so my sergeant fucking assaults me. Screams at me that I'm committing a fucking army offense. I tell him I was just looking at my phone for the time. Eventually he just gave up and said, "Okay, I believe you," because I think he knew that I was just looking at my phone for the time. He was just riling me up to see how I'd react. And in the process, because I had my grip on my phone, right? I accidentally pressed the volume button all the way up, and when he tackled me, my phone went fucking flying into the snow. So I had to sit there, or not sit there, I had to stand there, and with music blasting into my fucking ears, hoping to God he doesn't hear it, while trying to make him just leave as fast as possible so I can try and find my phone. Now, I don't remember what I was listening to. My taste in music is a bit erratic. Actually, I can go look at Spotify to figure out what potentially I was listening to. Forgot how much better clothes were in Division 1. Yeah, the clothes in Division 1 were fucking great, right? I love the clothing choices in this. What was I potentially listening to? Because Spotify has it all listed by date. I was listening to Bradio, which is a Japanese pop band, highly recommended. I was listening to the song. Which one of these? It was Funky Kitchen. I can't. How could I forget Funky Kitchen? It's a very funky song. So I was listening to this fantastic funky song. It was blasting into my eardrum extremely loudly. I was tempted to try and make a maneuver to try and get it out of my ear, but I was afraid that my sergeant would catch me doing it, so I didn't do it. But yeah, so that was the one. After that, I was constantly paranoid for my sergeant fucking ramming me out of the bush. When he fucking was suddenly on a, I think it was fucking 3 in the morning as well. I don't know what he was doing up at that time, you know? The one time you think you're fucking safe is when this bald bastard comes fucking flying out of the fucking woodwork and just body slams you. My sergeant he was an interesting man. He was also the guy who followed us around whenever we were practicing for our combat medic stuff, because he was technically the head trainer for the combat medic stuff, so he was in charge of us to an extent. But of course he treated us like absolute shit, and made us regret our choices. But at the end of the day, he made sure we learned how to behave. And I can respect him for doing that in some way. Some absolutely fucked up way. Oh, man. Look at all these customization options I've never used. Because I always just use like whatever set pieces I had. That's the good shit, you know? That's the fun stuff. Oh yeah, that name. Is this queue fucking bugged or some shit? Like, usually the queue automatically like just drops you into like an empty game if I literally can't find anyone. I'm very tempted to take a very quick bio break, which lets me show off my fantastic loading screen. Well, it's not my loading screen, it's my pause screen. I put a lot of effort into this, okay? So be nice. Be nice while I go for a quick potty break. And there we go. I arrive. We lack internal pumping, but we're on a fucking sewer system, god damn it. Right, chat is not fully showing actually. That bothers me greatly. Let's fix that. Oh. That's good. 110. There we go. Perfect. So that tiny corner of the screen doesn't matter in Division 2, or Division 1 actually, because there's nothing really important being shown there, you know? I'm just gonna have to, just like that. Perfect. Actually, if I wanted to, actually, yeah, let's go with that. That's a bit better. I like that a lot more. Ay. You know, it's one thing wanting to fucking play a game in your own time, but when you have a fucking, you know, need to play this goddamn game mode to entertain others like a fucking, like, line at a goddamn circus, that's when it just doesn't want to work. We set to PvP just to maybe get a Q in. Even though I dislike PvP in this game mode a lot. Because there's a lot of people who tend to be absolute shitheads in the PvP in survival, where they will literally just like follow you around and then just nail you in the back of the head. If you tell me that's part of the strategy, I'm going to slap you in the dick and call you a dumbass. Did that guy just get in? What? That's not fair. I wasn't Q.
Agent, I need you to take care
Let's go explore the world in the meantime. I'm pretty sure the matchmaking still keeps up. Uh-oh. Man, I didn't know the chat in this game was so active. A lot of people, selling some cool stuff in chat. Oh, stuff's not even loading into the game. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Ubisoft.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, no problem, man.
The other Rikers want nothing but
Let's go explore this beautiful world of ours. Real Zoa hours. I mean, I assume they're bots. I assume there's just bots like cramming up the chat.
Now leaving the safe area.
Because I highly doubt there's actual real people sitting here every fucking day spamming the chat of a basically dead game in the vain hope that somebody will go to their like extremely shifty Chinese website to buy buy stuff for a game like this. You know? Look at this fucking atmosphere, man. Look at this. Division 2 will never reach this fucking level of atmosphere, right? Like, it's sad. It's so sad. Thank you. I didn't know. Oh, that guy teleported. Oh dear. They got Alex! I'm getting so many good memories of this game, man. Like, I remember I bought this game while we had like, I think it was like our finals week at our school, and I was like, fuck it, I want to play Division, man. I just want to play Division, bro. Finals didn't go too well, so that's life lesson learned. Don't play Division instead of doing it at home. Oh my god, a rat! Come back. You have the forbidden knowledge. What does Gargura's cup size tell me? Oh. Praise be. Good fucking god, there's just no fucking queue here.
Division agents, JTF are taking fire near the ODEA on West 29th.
I forgot that this rifle has like the most like ludicrous recoil known to man. I'm not gonna talk to a JTF officer. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Hey,
Alright.
Agent. I need you to check in with the new guy, Kekich, over at the terminal.
Kekich.
He's got something big on his hands, and
They got Alex! I have a lot of army memorabilia with me, actually. Not here, personally, but like at home. The one thing I did take with me is this cute little like fidget toy I made when I was bored, and it consists of I don't know if you can hear it. It is essentially just a bullet and a casing. I think this specific cartridge is actually the first shot I ever fired when we were practicing with our guns, and this bullet was from just a random live fire exercise we had, where you could find just random straight bullets everywhere. I mean, Division 2 is a lot more active. It like people still play that stuff actually, so there's no need to worry. But then again, Division 2 is a lot worse than this game. Like it's embarrassingly like unfun compared to Division 1. I think it lost a lot of soul, honestly. You know, even though that's like such a fucking buzzword that I really just like using, but you know, shit like survival, shit like underground. That was fun. Division 2 just never hit that right note, you know. I'm about to fucking scream because this queue is literally just not working with me. Oh hey, survival cache, nice. Ooh, that's a good piece of gear. You see that? You see that converted USC? That's oof. Now many players don't know this. This is actually a very rare weapon. As you can see, it's loaded in very. It looks like a fucking like Roblox gun. Oh man, I don't think I've ever used this gun in this game. Because I only use good guns, like the house. I'm legitimately like going to send a very angry email to Ubisoft that they're fucking there's just nobody playing their fucking games. Like the last time I played survival, it was basically the same scenario where matchmaking didn't take this long, but the game was empty apart from me. But that was good enough. Like, could you just please let me in? Like, am I gonna have to play fucking Barbie dress up here for like 10 minutes more before I get into a fucking game? Oh my god. Alright, well, while we wait, you guys can ask whatever the fuck you want in chat and I'll answer it. I'll give you that boon. I'll be honest, I'm happy this stream hasn't been a complete fucking catastrophe. Right? Went a lot better than whatever the fuck happened yesterday. You know? The thing with yesterday's stream is that I essentially did everything I did today, but I got to do it a lot better today because I basically had practice for it. That's basically what it comes down to. For some reason, I did figure out what the problem was. It was that for some reason the stream key that I was using was completely different than the scheduled stream, and it just did not like tell me that this was the case. It said that I was streaming on the correct stream while I actually wasn't, and that's just fucking bullshit because I was trying to stream on the right, you know, the right thing, right? Let's see what we got here. Thoughts on Sir Stroming? That's a fucking horrific food. Why would you even like suggest that to me? I was gonna say we've had some pretty fucking horrific food in the army, right? But I don't want to say we've had food that was like as bad as Sir Strong, because that's not true. That's not really true, right? Like, our food was bad. Like it was bad, okay? But it wasn't god awful. It was edible, okay? That's all I'm gonna describe on the matter. But food in the army was fucking awful. Sir Stroming is an abomination, and it deserves to fucking rot in hell where it belongs. Best Monogatari girl. I do not remember the name, but she had glasses. I don't think anybody else in the cast had glasses. Either she did. She had like purple eyes and like black hair. Was it black eyes and black hair, glasses? I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. I did enjoy my time with it at least. I am actually going to like obliterate my skull or something with this godforsaken game. You just want one game of survival just to, you know, have fun, chill out. And God says no. If I had Killing Floor 1 installed, I would have swapped it right now. I'll tell you that, but for the love of me, I can't I mean, I can wait here all fucking day, right? I've got the patience of a fucking like monk. You know, I've one of the longest like guard duties I had was 4 hours long, and it was just suddenly like thrown onto me. Like my under sergeant Ali Carasante came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Lexi, you have a guard duty in." He looks at his fucking watch. 5 minutes. I'm like, all right. How long? And he comes up to me. He kneels down. He puts his arm on my fucking shoulder. He looks me straight in the eyes. He says, it's 4 hours long. And I felt this, like, I felt his pain. Because he didn't want to put this on anyone. He didn't want make people fucking, Tsubasa, I think it was, Hanekawa. You don't want to force people to go on a 4-hour shift, right? That's a fate worse than death. But I had a sinking feeling that he knew that I was gonna be a person who would not, like, react too offensively to the idea of a 4-hour shift, and that I would know not to blame him for, you know, putting that onto me. That was a very boring 4 hours. That UI is not working as intended. 4 hours is just fucking standing next to a gate with nothing to do, just looking for any signs of enemy activity at a fucking practice where it's just us. That was something fucking special, man. Okay, I'm gonna tell one more story. This is a meaningful one because it is the pinnacle of suffering. This is the so in the Finnish army we have this thing called a tutkinto, which when directly translated means like degree. Like you can say, oh, I have a, you know, like a bachelor's degree. Like it's supposed to be like a test. It's a test of your skills, physical and mental, regarding the badge you're about to earn. You earn a badge from this. So my first badge was the medic one, and our degree for this was a pretty fucking shitty time. And I'll tell you this: I've done 2 more degrees in my span in the army. This is potentially the least bad one. So if you think whatever I'm about to explain sounds horrific, it gets worse. It gets so much fucking worse. So the combat medic badge, it was a culmination of our knowledge as combat medics of how to deal with the scenario, what to do correctly, and how to just overall deal with stuff, right? And I think I was cued in the wrong thing. So it was a test of our knowledge and our, you know, mental fortitude, let's say. So it started at it was a normal wake up, 6 a.m. Right? 6 a.m. is fucking normal stand up, get the fuck out of bedtime, right? And oh man, we were not fucking prepared for what was gonna happen on that day. We were only like warned about, like, hey, so tomorrow we'll have you know, your degree. We're like, okay, well, what should we prepare? And our instructor just looks at us. He says nothing. He just shrugs his shoulders and says, whatever I can think of, you need to be prepared. And then he turns around and starts fucking laughing. And we're just like, okay, I think he's gone insane. So 6 a.m. Is when the usual wake up time is. The sergeant, or our lovely sergeant, came into the room threw a little chair into the middle of the room, waking up everybody and telling the combat medics that we have 30 minutes to pack all our necessary gear and to get ready for a fucking hell of a day. Now, we weren't in that room. We weren't the only combat medics. We also had other, like, normal like messenger men, viestimehet, who work with, like, establishing connections with other units. So they got abruptly woken up, right? They got abruptly woken up, and they got to just go back to sleep for another half an hour. we had to then start gathering our stuff. So we had to gather all our combat medic gear, which is just our normal gear, but we have like a little like a thigh pack that has like a bunch of life-saving stuff in it. We have like this cute little like over the shoulder little bag that has like the medic symbol on it, and it's got all kinds of cool stuff in there. 30 minutes to do that, and then we get dragged out into. We go to the. We had like our lecture hall was like this big, like abandoned fucking like warehouse. We go in there like, hey, we have breakfast for you all, and we had breakfast there. It was the standard affair in the army: porridge and milk with a slice of rye bread, very dry, very yummy. I guess the average Finn going. So at this point, I'm thinking, I'm so fucking done. Because I thought we'd at least get like a bit of a warm up, you know? We didn't. We ate breakfast. Our sergeant slams the door open, says, we have incoming like patients. And then he organizes, okay, you three handle that guy, you three handle that guy, you three handle that guy. So we have to immediately get to work. These guys, they had like fake wounds, they had like fake blood on them. They get fucking slammed into our goddamn room. We're sitting there thinking, oh fuck, I don't wanna, I don't wanna do this. I really don't wanna do this right now. But we have to do this. Because for some fucking reason, that is just, that's just what it is, right? We get to work. These guys are completely fucking, like, torn apart. They've got fucking wounds literally all over the goddamn place, right? Like, it's fucking impossible to tell where a wound starts and where a wound ends. But we start patching them up. At the same time, we're in our full combat gear. It's fucking hot. Because this was in the, we're in like a big warehouse wearing like all our clothes. Because we didn't think we'd immediately start, right? Fucking sergeant starts screaming into our fucking ears, calling us worthless fuckheads. Oh, you're fucking doing it wrong. Oh, he's fucking dying. Fucking help him. All that kind of stuff. It was basically a stress test portion, right? To see if we can work under stress. Of course, we managed fine. And then our sergeant informs us, okay, 5-minute break, and then you'll have your next mission. And we think, thank fuck, that's over. But here's the thing. Santa Hamina, where I was stationed, is it's an island off of the coast of Helsinki. It's an island that consists. It's just a small island, right? And oh, the game's actually starting. Fucking finally, small island, but it's a relatively big one to like walk across on. Like walk from one point to another will take you around like probably 40 minutes. Maybe an hour if you're like a not too fast walker, but it's a big island. And right after a break ended, he gave us a map, and it was just marked with all kinds of different locations. And then the groups that we got like assigned to begin with, those were the groups we had to basically march around this island, finding other people to like do like a little tests on. Right? Each of these points had some sort of test for us to do. And he said, you have until 12 to do as many of these as you can. Now it was obvious that we could not finish all of them in that time because we had like what? It was around 4 hours.
You are now entering a safe area.
4 hours to do as many of them we could. And we had to carry one of our guys in a stretcher all throughout the thing. Now, carrying somebody in a stretcher is not the worst thing. It's not the stretcher is usually you have like two people, one on the far side, one on the close side, carrying them. So it's not that fun. But there's 3 of us, so one person just gets to fucking chill out and chill, do fucking nothing, right? And then of course there's some the other 2 poor fuckheads get to just like carry this guy around the whole fucking island. And I'll tell you this, after the first 20 minutes of carrying, your hands start hurting a lot, right? Your hands start cramping, your legs are fucking aching. Your muscles are burning. And you think to yourself, oh great, this is fucking awful. But you power on. We make it to the first, test. And the test is CPR. We just practice CPR. This one was fine. It wasn't that bad. Right? Just because we know how to do CPR. I can fucking do CPR. You know, anybody and their fucking uncle can do CPR, right? I'm CPR certified now, actually, so I can, you know, if you drop dead on the street, I can try and, you know, resuscitate you. So we do that. We get told, okay, this is your next location. So they're specifically choosing what spots we have to go to next, which made this so much worse because I'm pretty sure they were told to always give us the furthest possible spot. So what then followed was we had to basically track across the entire fucking island to get to the next location. Oh, someone's already been here. Fuck. Okay. Look at this fucking snowstorm. This is the shit I'm talking about. Division 2 will never live up to this, okay? But yeah, what was I saying? So we track across the island to our next objective. Hands are fucking aching. We're wishing for death.
Agent body temperature is
And,
thermic.
it's not PvP. We arrive at a harbor. This little, like, wooden dock. Right? Actually, I'm gonna... There you go. So, this fucking name.
Drop in core temperature detected.
We arrive at the, like, a little dock. Our sergeant's there. He tells us, good. Time to see how you can handle the cold. Strip. And, like, the reaction of just being told to suddenly strip, right? This sent some shivers down my spine. And for the people who know me, I'm very good with cold resistance. I fucking love the cold, right? Like, the cold doesn't, you know, if it's minus 20, I'll go out in fucking t-shirt and shorts, right? Like, I'm not fucking bothered. This shit made me even, like, clench my butthole in fear. Because it was a fucking cold day. And I was not ready to go through all these other points while after being fucking drenched and basically being hypothermic. So we strip. And all we had to do was jump into the water, get out, and then you have your buddies like warm you up with the given towels. Oh fuck. And then that was basically it. And then just, you know, rinse and repeat for all the other times. It was awful because you really didn't have any time to prepare because the first guy to go got pushed in by our sergeant as soon as he was naked. And I don't mean fully naked. I mean like underwear naked. Like we're not forced to go fully naked, you know. Our sergeant wasn't that evil, but I'm pretty sure he would have if he was allowed to. I am going to die of the fucking cold in a minute here. Oh, loot.
Core body temperature is now below what is required for normal metabolic function.
Thanks, Isaac. Appreciate it. I cannot see any fucking like location for fire right now. At all. This is not very good. Fortunately, I still do have a med kit, which will grant me some life. Can I warm up in this building? I should be able to warm up in this building. Yes, thank God. All right. Where was I? Yeah. So the water test was horrific. You jump into the water, you can barely fucking breathe because it's fucking ice cold. As soon as you hit the water, like all the oxygen just leaves your fucking like lungs. You're struggling to breathe, and then your sergeant says, "Okay, sit in there for like 10 more seconds, without making a noise. If you make a noise, you have to restart." So eventually, we all make it through. We're fucking cold, and we get told, "Okay, time to go to the next one. Which is, of course, on the other side of the fucking island, as you know, as you expect. We were, at this point, we're exhausted from the carrying. We were fucking cold because we just got dunked into ice water. And porridge and rye bread is not the most filling meal. Especially that early in the morning. There's another guy here. God damn, get out of here, bro. So we're, at this point, we're wishing for death. Right? Most of the time spent was just swearing at each other. Calling each other fat. Telling really shitty knock-knock jokes. And just complaining. Like, complaining in the army is the best way to, like, make friends. Because you can always complain about something and people will be like, yep, that's shit.
Temperature dropping below normal levels.
You know, people will get that. Like, I can go up to any fucking guy in the army and be like, hey, how's life? He's like, oh, it's shit. I have to do X, X, and Y. I'm like, I did the same thing. And they're like, oh, man, how was it? I'm like, oh, shit. You know, you can always form a connection with people. That was, I think this is the first time this ever happened to me. So we make it to the... Get the fuck out of here. There's fucking goons out here to steal all my goddamn loot. Just thinking about these, the fucking degrees giving me like PTSD at this point. Third challenge was nothing bad actually. It was just like, oh, we have to like teach. We have to do like a practice like teaching thing where like you teach somebody how to put in like a nasal pipe, which sounds horrific. But all it is just like a little rubber tube that you put into an unconscious person's nose so they can breathe. I say it doesn't sound horrific, but it actually is extremely horrific. So, you know, take it as you will. That wasn't that bad. At that point, we realized, okay, well, this is the most we can make in our time. We tell the captain, okay, we're most likely not going to make it before 12 to the other ones. He's like, okay, that's fine. Head over to this spot, and you will have lunch there. So we go there. There's nothing there, because apparently our fucking sergeant forgot to order us food. So that was fun. Why is... Come on. This game is fucking bugging out on me. There we go. We get there, there's no fucking food. Our sergeant says, oh fuck. And says, okay, well, go to the next objectives. I'll handle it. At this point, I expected him to just like spit in a cup and tell us, okay, here's your fucking sustenance. Because he's been like shitting on us the entire time. Consistently. We go to the next objective, which was a... like a carrying test. So like you have to efficiently carry a friendly injured teammate, right? The fuck? Okay, somebody's fighting over there. You have to efficiently carry someone to safety. And of course the best way to do this is to do the fireman carry, where you like sling them over your shoulder and we just carried them like that. So that's basically what we had to do. But of course we were completely like devoid of energy. We were fucking starving. And just getting a person on your shoulder in that state is fucking nigh impossible. Like you just do not have like the energy to do any of that shit, right?
Body temperature has reached critical.
So instead of doing the fireman carry, we just fucking dragged him. We dragged him by the fucking by the vest through sand. Until he was home safe. Right. Challenge 4 completed. At this point, we're down to 2 more. At this point, dehydration's kicking in because we were fucking stupid and we missed the water refill checkpoint. We were absolutely fucking tired of everything, right? As you would. And we wanted it to just be over. We were in a constant state of just pain. But then, out of the woods, we see a familiar face suddenly pop by. It's our sergeant in like one of those like Finnish army vans. You most likely don't know what they are, but they're basically these like little packed little box-shaped vans. They're like completely like dark green. They're always in extremely shit condition, but that's part of the charm. It just like rolls by us. We see our captain. Oh no, that's the guy that was following me. Oh dear. That's fucking tragic. Hassan love, my friends. Hassan love. That's fucking sad. Oh no. I feel bad now. Christ. Oh man. I could revive him actually, but I don't know where he fucking died. Anyway. So our sergeant comes driving by. He just flings this like black box at us. I am gonna fucking die here actually. He just dunks this black box at us, and we know what this means. This means we're getting food. Because, that's how food got delivered to us. It was just in these, like, black little containers. We were like, holy fuck. Our captain did something useful for one, or not our captain, our sergeant. We got our food. And it was just, like, a bunch of, like, pre-packaged sandwiches and, like, some chocolate protein shakes. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of pre-packaged sandwiches. I think they're pretty gnarly half the time. But in our current state, those sandwiches were an absolute fucking lifesaver. And I devoured like 3 of them. Like 3 boxes of them. Right? Because he basically, our sergeant just ran into the kitchen, like the cafeteria, grabbed anything he could, and just said, fuck it, this is for my boys. And this is what solidified my art sergeant as an absolute fucking lad to me. He was willing to take any like shouting from the kitchen just to make sure we get fed after his fuck up. Now it was you know, justifiably his fault. He forgot to order the food, but he was willing to, you know, make a trip as fast as he could to just get us something. And we ate those sandwiches like fucking rabid animals, right? We fucking chowed down. Even though, you know, I mean, I could have gone for a hot meal, but hey, a sandwich will do. A sandwich will do me good. At that point, we felt really reinvigorated. We were thinking, okay, this ain't so bad. We thought that it wasn't so bad because we've already been through so much shit at that point that anything that's good makes the past seem less worse. So the second last challenge approaches. We had no real idea what was waiting for us. Nobody really could. And it was a relay race in full combat gear around the sports field. Now, I'm not the most athletically capable, right? I'm not some fucking, you know, mega Chad that can, you know, run laps around fucking people for ages, right? I am actually going to fucking die to just some random spray from there. Holy shit. Thank fucking Christ. I hear voices. Okay, I'm safe. Yeah, we have to basically just run like a relay ring around this fucking area, right? We just eaten food as well, so the 2 guys threw up all over their fucking gear. It was great. I managed to not to. I managed to keep it in. My love for food is just so fucking powerful, apparently. And we managed the relay race. We're fucking exhausted. We feel like shit. And we get told, okay, you have one stage left. We do like a primal scream of relief that it's almost over. We go back to our little like base where we started, like the little warehouse, and we get told, okay, the last part of this test is theory. So we get given a pencil and paper, we get sat down, and we have to take a test. And at that point, this was around 10 p.m. Now you notice there's a really big time gap between, oh, you're supposed to have lunch at 12, it's 10 p.m. We had lunch at around 4. And then between 4 and 10 was us just walking around the island trying to get back. I think at around 6, no, it was around 8 where we did the last, the fucking relay race. We got to the place around 9, but the test started at 10 because that's when everybody else would get there. We make it there. We're fucking exhausted. We're fucking tired. And we get told, okay, it's time for a goddamn test. We think, okay, let's get this over with. So we do the test. It's some like really cookie cutter shit, like, oh, name the correct order of how to fix up a person with a wound in the leg. It's just like, yeah, you check for critical bleeds, you put a tourniquet around the critical, like, near the top of the fucking limb that's been shot out. You check for their breathing, you check for their airways to see if they can breathe, or check airways to see if they can breathe. Then you check their breathing. And then, I'm trying to do this guy there, this guy over there. These guys are fucking brutal because they're so fucking strong, right? If I could just get good cover, if we could just like sneak in here. We're fucking like solid snake up in here. Alright. We good? Fuck my life. I couldn't walk out. This one down. This one down. Ay. Got no fucking armor. I'm just gonna see if I can just loot what's over here. Here, I think I should have like what's behind me. Just a matter of time. Hombre. Alright, come on. Oh, I'm fucked, man. I'm so fucked. Yep, that's it. Well, that's just how it is.
Trauma detected. Notifying division.
Notifying division. Fuck you. Christ almighty, I forgot how fucking brutal this game can be sometimes. Right. So, the, we do the theory test. And then we get told, okay, your day is over. You'll have more tomorrow. And at that point, everybody has this face of absolute fucking dread. And we get told, first thing tomorrow, show up at the, this like classroom where we started. In your full combat gear and, you know, full water bottle, because you're going to need it. We show up. We're so fucking done with this, right? We show up there the next morning, prepared for the worst. He says, you can take off your combat gear. The test is over. Everybody just drops their stuff and just does like this primal, like, we just start fucking cheering. We start fucking hugging each other. We start high-fiving the fucking walls. We're so fucking tired. And we're so goddamn relieved that it's over. Because in the span of, oh, is that from 6 to 10? So that's 12 plus, 18 hours. 18 hours of pure bullshit. We had managed to prove ourselves that we're capable of being combat medics. And we basically just had a nice congratulatory clap from our sergeant, our captain who was overseeing the entire process, and our beloved field nurses who were working alongside us, teaching us the more nuanced tricks. So that was the very long-ended story of how I fucking tortured myself, and we all got tortured for our fucking combat medic badge. And I'll let you know this. We'll just quit this for now, because the stream's been going on for a good amount of time. I think that's good enough for I'd say that's good enough for a debut, boys. Let's just move back to the nice forest scenery. Here we go. We're gonna get this image back up. Here we go. All of that for that little medic badge. Good fucking lord. Right? And I'll remind you, this was only the first of my degrees. There's 2 more. There's 2 more of these godforsaken fucking things that I went through. And they were far, far worse than this one. I should put the background music back as well, because I do like that song. It's a bit of a banger. It's from Dova Syndrome, because that's where a lot of people get their songs from, because it's, you know, you're free to use it. The song specifically called Sprint by Tay. It's interesting because Dova Syndrome, they in the rules, they want you to link the entire website, not just the specific song, which I get, you know, which is also why I also like to put the name of the song so people can actually find it if they decide it's a banger. Yeah. So the Finnish army's fun. If you ever come to Finland, if you're young enough, you can go to the army if you want. Get your own medic badge. Do I have any other words? Well, I guess I could quickly go into the process of this character of mine. It is based on me, unsurprisingly, but it took me a total of 19 days to make. 13 were spent drawing it, right? And the other 6 days were spent learning Live 2D. Now, you're probably looking at this thinking, oh Christ, he looks fucking ugly. And you're damn right, but it's my ugly. I do have plans to eventually maybe get it redrawn by somebody who actually has any sort of artistic skill. And maybe rigged by somebody who can also rig, because as far as my skills go, this is sort of peak. I will most likely fumble around and try and fix it up a bit, but you know, that's in the future if I have the time for it. I do want to give a shout out to one specific person, actually. Kira Omori. Her guides on Live 2D were extremely useful, because nothing else really came close to being useful for working in Live 2D. I didn't, you know, I've been a fan of her actually. She's actually like another indie VTuber. I do recommend people follow. She's pretty cool. She makes her own like art and rigging. So if you're really interested in that kind of stuff, I do recommend her channel. But and the other people I would like to thank are the people here in chat. You guys are nice. It means a lot. You know, it's not easy wanting to put yourself out there. So having supportive friends is always, you know, the deal breaker. So thank you for being here. I'm not good with being, you know, being emotional, but thank you. It's a sincere thank you. All right, give yourself a pat on the back from me. And I think I'll call it there. I think I might call it there. In terms of when I'm gonna, when will I stream later, that will be dependent on how the rest of the week looks. I will try and get a schedule out tomorrow. It'll be on Twitter. My Twitter's in the description. I think that is it. thank you for coming, guys. I do appreciate it. If you do have anything you want to ask me, just send me a tweet on, like, a DM on Twitter. I will answer it. Yeah, because there's, you know, I'm appreciative of everybody's here, so don't worry. I'm not gonna ignore you, right? All right. Thank you, and see you later.